Hello, everybody. I'm Clarissa and very happy to be here with Rush Mattamal. This year, he is one of speaker for the Oracle Apex Tour Latin America 2013. He is co-president of Niantic System and he has a lot of experience in Oracle Apex and also he is Oracle Ace director. In addition, he has worked with the same team who came to create Oracle Application Express. Hi Raz, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, Clarissa. I'm happy to be here.
Me too. The first question always is the same. What's Oracle Application Express?
Oracle Application Express is a browser-based development environment that's used to quickly develop web applications running against the Oracle database. So it's a free feature of the database that ultimately lets you quickly create robust web applications.
How is Apex a RAG tool?
Apex is a rad tool because, well, it's actually a rad tool. It's rapid for three different reasons. It's primarily fast because it's a declarative environment. That means that you spend your time sort of describing your application rather than coding the specific features that you need. Certainly, occasionally there's time for coding, but Apex makes it very easy to sort of get going by doing things in a declarative fashion, telling it that you need a navigation bar here, this kind of security, a chart in the corner, versus having to code those individual things. Then on top of that, the development team at Oracle continues to make the development environment faster and faster and faster. So just the routine tasks and even the not so routine tasks that developers do while creating web applications, the team at Oracle makes that faster and faster. And then possibly a more compelling reason why Application Express is such a rad tool, rapid application development tool, is because they make it very easy in this declarative fashion to leverage many of the technologies and features that we would otherwise have to code ourselves. So in the past, an easy example for this would be LDAP authentication. Inside of Apex, that's a very easy thing to do. You simply provide some information about your LDAP server, and Apex handles the rest. Normally, you would have to code that sort of integration yourself. Nowadays, a much better example of how Apex makes this fast, or things like this fast for you, are their dynamic action features, where in the past, developers would have to code a lot of JavaScript to make sort of the modern web functionality that we'd like to see in web applications these days. But with features such as dynamic actions inside of Application Express, they make it much easier with just a few declarative steps and maybe a sprinkle of code here and there to really get some functionality quickly out the door.
The other question very important for the old people is how much does Apex cost?
Ah, yes. I'm very happy to say that Apex is free. It has always been free. And as far as I can tell, it will most likely always be free. Of course, I can't say that myself. I'm not with Oracle. But the idea is this, is Oracle considers Application Express to be a feature of the Oracle database. So therefore, as long as you have a valid database license, Application Express is included with that license. And therefore, because Oracle XE is a free database, you can run Oracle application for free.
Excellent. The other question, what applications or tools work well with Apex?
People use all sorts of products and tools in conjunction with Application Express, Apex, but that's really because Apex is all about making web apps. So given that, using all the standard technologies, I think I've now seen just Apex used with just about everything under the sun. But really, the main tools that people use when they're developing web applications using Application Express, those tools tend to be, well, the main tool tends to be SQL Developer. SQL Developer is a database development tool that's used to sort of execute your queries against the database directly, and it's similar to other tools like Toad, for example. So you can do your PL SQL development and all of that from within this tool, but it's wonderfully complemented to Application Express. So it has some Apex-specific reports built into it, a wonderful way to navigate the Apex metadata dictionary, and that sort of conjunction or integration makes it a wonderful complement to the Application Express development experience. The other two tools or products that come to mind that are pretty common for Application Express developers are the Apex Listener, which is just another way to serve your web content. So people often use tools like Apache or the Embedded PL SQL Gateway, the EPG, inside of Oracle. But it is clear that the Apex team is moving in the direction of using the Apex Listener for more and more of this web content. So that too now counts as a wonderful complementing tool to Application Express. And then the last one I feel strongly about is Firebug. It's an extension that you add into the web browser Firefox, and with the modern web applications we develop these days, it is a wonderful tool to help debug and improve the web experience when you're developing an Application Express apps.
Apex is a tool for developing small projects only or not?
No, and I'm very glad you asked this question. I've heard this question for years and years and years, and it was hard at first to convince people that it was meant for big projects too. But now there's no shortage of these very large implementations of Apex apps that really prove that Apex can scale with the best of them these days. Some of the bigger examples that I've heard of these very large apps are ThinkQuest.org, which has over 1 million users, and Campus IT, which has hundreds of thousands of users spread through Europe. And then of course, there's the famous apex.oracle.com, which is an Apex instance that's used by thousands and thousands of users with thousands of workspaces all day long. And really, we see no scalability issues with that. And it's been running for years at this point. So again, I proudly say that no, Apex is absolutely not for small projects only.
Are people really using Apex as serious choice for development?
Absolutely. Absolutely they are. So it's really a question of the developer's skill set. So if you have a team that is developing an Oracle or a data-centric application, and the team happens to know PL SQL, I cannot think of a better fitting tool for this development effort. And certainly, I have been on some very serious development efforts that do revolve around Apex. Now, having said that, if your entire team has a different skill set, say they're Java people or something, or they like Ruby or Perl, then maybe those are the right ways for them to go. But absolutely, for people especially with a database background, a PL/SQL background, Apex is not just a serious choice, but it's arguably the best choice.
Because to learn this tool is very easy. It's very
Yes.
fast.
Yeah,
No?
that's right. If you have even a small understanding of a database or what a table is, then you're right. Learning Apex becomes very, very easy because it's just a question of a little bit of code here and there, and the code makes some sense because SQL is a very straightforward language.
Yeah. Everything is going mobile these days. Everything. Can Apex be used to develop for mobile device?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Apex has always been able to make applications for mobile devices, but as you say, Clarissa, that's all people want to talk about. Mobile, mobile, mobile. So yes, inside of Application Express these days, we're seeing more and more features that are specific to mobile. And furthermore, in Application Express 5.0, even though we can't promise this, we can see from the development team at Oracle that they're doing even more features inside of the tool to make mobile application development easier and easier for us developers.
Is there a way to try Apex out?
Of course, yes. So the easiest way to try Apex out is simply to go to apex.oracle.com and give it a try. Within a few minutes, one can create an account, log in, and really have your application up and running. I did it just the other day, actually, for a small example. Maybe it took me 10 minutes to have the whole application up and running. Sometimes, though, people want the whole experience locally. So the other easy way to try out Application Express is just to download Oracle XE, the free version of the Oracle database. And when you do that, you'll see that the front end of that database, you'll see that the page that comes up in your web browser first is Application Express. So that's another easy way to try out Apex.
Okay, what kind of support exists for Apex?
Well, it's the full range, really. So the most technical answer is that Apex is an Oracle supported product. So you can call Oracle support and log a bug against, or an issue, a tar as they like to say, against the product. But having said that, the Apex community is a wonderful, wonderful community. So what I find is that most people get their issues, their tricky, tricky issues resolved on the OTN discussion forum that we have there. And so you'll find on that forum there's, again, a very passionate user community, but also the developers themselves are combing through those links and answering questions and asking for examples. And indeed, just the other day, I had a rather tricky issue. And sure enough, one of the guys on the development team said, go ahead and put the example on apex.oracle.com, and I promise I will look this weekend. So I'm not saying that these guys support you directly all the time, but I'm saying that the support options for Application Express are wonderful. And so it goes all the way from the formal channel of logging an issue with Oracle, all the way to the informal channel of using the forum or people's blog posts and things of that nature.
Where can I get more information?
The easiest way to get information for Application Express is to go to the website I keep talking about called apex.oracle.com. From that main landing page, there's a link that says for more information. And that really takes you to the official landing page for Application Express. And that's really otn.oracle.com/Apex. And that is where all the latest and greatest content and documentation and references to books and so forth is all put up. Really, that's and I guess I should say this too. For me, one of the most valuable things about going to otn.oracle.com/Apex are the exercises. So inside of the documentation, you'll find the 2-day developer guide and documentation of that nature that shows developers how to complete basic tasks. And I find that usually stepping through that really gives people a sense of how they can get up and running with Apex very quickly.
And finally, what is the future of Oracle Apex?
Apex, I guess the best way to say this is Oracle's commitment to Application Express seems to be growing almost with each day. I used to be a part of this team, of course, and so we used to have to run around the globe and beg for attention and all of that, trying to convince people that Apex will be around in 3 years and 4 years, and it's hard to convince people of that. But now those questions seem to be off the table, right? It just seems that Oracle keeps dumping more and more resources into it. They have their statement of direction, and we see things like more improvements in mobile application development. So right now we know we strongly suspect in Application Express 5.0 that we'll see wonderful features for mobile application development, and we'll see they were demonstrating at Open World this year their new WYSIWYG editor, a graphical editor to let you design your pages more cleanly than we've had to do in the past. And then also another wonderful direction that they're going in for Application Express is the integration between the 3 tools that we were mentioning, SQL Developer, the Apex Listener, and Application Express itself. Because those 3 tools are developed by many of the same people or larger teams within Oracle, there's tighter and tighter integration, and we're seeing more and more features that sort of talk between each other. And that integration, as a developer myself, is very exciting, and it really gives us some good opportunities for things coming down the road.
Well, we are almost at the end of this interview. I would like to know if you want to add something more about anything.
Yeah, I suppose I do. I suppose I do. The one thing that I think people who don't know Apex often are surprised about is the passion that I referred to earlier about the community. So when one goes to an Oracle conference, then you will often see those Apex people filling up the rooms and sharing their ideas. And then you'll notice their blog posts are very enthusiastic. And again, they're very passionate. And I find that for people that are deciding on a new technology, oh boy, we have a big project to build and we don't know what technology to use. I think it's wonderful to know that there's such a great and strong community for Application Express, so that if a company, a corporation decides to go in the direction of Application Express, they can know that they're not alone. They have all the support of Oracle Corporation behind them, but almost more valuably, they have this wonderful community that really makes them productive and quick and fast. And it's a wonderful feeling, because it can be scary to choose a development technology and not know if you made the right choice. At least with Apex, you have a very strong community to help you get to the finish line. There, that's what I wanted to say.
Okay, in one word, Oracle Apex is awesome.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much, Raj, again for this opportunity to talk about Oracle Apex. And thank you all the old people to hear this interview. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.